now you have to understand something before we get started. Public policy polling ranked #1 in most accurate in determining or in predicting the outcome of the 2012 races. So this is a very legitimate, credible polling organization, and as I said, they were simply the most accurate in the last election cycle. Okay, so first we start with amazing political facts. Global warming, is it a hoax? Unbelievably, 37% of all voters say yes. 58% of Republicans say yes. 41% of independents. That's a huge majority of Republican voters who say that it's not that it's global warming is man-made. Global warming, temperatures rising, is a hoax. But the temperatures are rising. The thermometers don't have a well-known liberal bias. That's a fact. But apparently 37% of American voters and 58% of Republicans say, no, the whole thing's made up. Weather, the sun, carbon dioxide, all well-known liberal bias. Unreal. All right, now speaking of political ignorance, did Saddam Hussein have something to do with 9/11? That is also a fact. He did not. If you want, you can ask Bush and Cheney. They say he did not. No person who knows any information about this believes that Saddam Hussein was connected to 9/11. So, of course, Americans get it wrong, unfortunate percentage of the time. 28% of voters say, yeah, Saddam did it. And 36% of Romney voters, of course, are, so we've got slightly more ignorant Republican voters there saying that Saddam Hussein did it. Now, not all things are wrong here. I think the American people are right on some of this stuff. And not all conspiracy theories are wrong. So, for example, on JFK, 51% of voters believe it was a larger conspiracy, and only 21% say Oswald acted alone. Now, there's tremendous evidence that Oswald did not act alone, so that 51% could be right. There are conspiracies. In fact, it's a crime, and we see that people get together and do things, and that's called a conspiracy. Could it have happened in some cases that involved the government? Of course it could have. In fact, we've seen it over and over, right? But the question is when, how. You can't just pull it out, as you're about to see in some of the crazier things. But just because you call something a conspiracy doesn't mean it's not true. I want to keep it real on that. Now, here's where it starts to get fun. How many people believe in the New World Order, that there's a secret group of elites that are secretly making all the decisions and ruling us all? 28% of voters overall, and 38% of Romney voters believe that there is a new world order, and the Rockefellers, etc., are actually making all the decisions. That's a stunning number of crazy people. Look, are there powerful and rich people who are more influential because they've given a lot of money to politicians? Of course there are. But they're not sitting in a Bilderberg smoke-filled room going, okay, Rockefeller, you take this. The Rothschilds, you take that. Whoa, let's make them live in hobbit homes. Barack Obama. This is when you start to get into serious crazy land. Is he the Antichrist? 13% of voters say yes. 22% of Romney voters say. Think about that. That's more than 1 in 5 Romney voters who believe that the President of the United States is the Antichrist. The Antichrist. But we're not done with crazy yet. Okay, now, 29% of voters believe that aliens exist. Now, I'm going to do a long list here. Now, that's 29% is not that bad, okay? And by the way, aliens probably do exist. Depends on what you mean by aliens. Is there water on other planets? There certainly could be. Are they big cone-shaped guys who landed here? Not necessarily. In fact, 21% of us do think so, though, because they say that a UFO crashed in Roswell. So that's 21% of us. That I'm less inclined to believe, even if there might be aliens that are somewhere out in the universe. Now, let's have a little bit of fun. How about number of people who believe in Bigfoot? 14%. How about people who believe that the U.S. government allowed 9/11 to happen? Those are the truthers. 11%. I'm surprised that number's that low, to be honest with you. Voters who believe Osama bin Laden is still alive? 6%. And voters who think the moon landing was faked? 7%. That's always my favorite. The moon landing was faked, really. Really, we bothered to, but why? Oh, we were in competition with the thing, and when it was on a Hollywood stage, and I saw the shadow. Oh, for Christ's sake, get over it already, man. All right, but we're not done yet. 5% believe that the exhaust seen in the sky behind airplanes, no. It's not exhaust. It's a secret chemical sprayed by the government for sinister reasons. 5% of the country. That's 1 in 20 people believe that, oh, there goes those chemicals again. Yeah, they are chemicals. It's called exhaust. But my new favorite, because I'd never even heard this one before, 4% of voters believe that lizard people secretly control our government. Lizard people. That's almost 1 in 20. Well, 1 in 25. Lizard people. That can't be true, man. If it's true, 1 out of every 25 Americans has literally lost their minds. Because think about it, man. They're out there thinking like, is he a lizard person? What is that chemical coming out of the airplane? Where's bin Laden? Oh, there's the Antichrist, the president. Oh my God, another lizard person.